creativity block. It sucks. I'm Lakota from NYR Mediums, and I'd like to welcome you guys to the second episode of Splatter Sessions. Today's episode, I'm going to be dealing with the phenomenon called artist block. I see a lot of people complain about it on social media. I'm actually having a slight bout of it right now, so I figured it'd be a good time to cover the topic and show you guys the way that I bring myself out of it. And it may not be a cure-all for everybody, but it definitely helps me get my juices flowing. So let's begin. All right. So whenever I absolutely cannot think of what to draw or what to paint, I just start making washes. I'll do washes on watercolor paper, on canvas, and I'll show you both of those. Washes are simple. I mean, it's literally just putting down a background for your painting, the base layer. And although it's simple, I have fun with it. I actually enjoy making washes. And just grab whatever colors I think, just pick out a color scheme and start going. Sometimes I'll have a general idea of where I want to go. As you can see, also I forgot to put down tape. Well, it wasn't that I forgot to put down tape. I did not have any masking tape. So masking tape comes in handy whenever you're trying to make a watercolor wash, because that paper will start to bow. And just fiddle around with it though and it'll stick. Anyway, a general color scheme. And sometimes I'll have an idea of where I want to go with it, and then other times I don't. And that's okay. The cool thing about this is, even though you're not actually creating a piece of artwork, you might be stumped and be in that artist block, slump. But while you're doing this, you're not just keeping your brain going in a creative direction, but you can take these and let them sit and forget about them, and then later on, go back and look at them, and the actual illustration will come to you, and you can just go ahead and start working on this pre-made background. So you've already got one of your steps out of the way for the future. And there's plenty of times that I've gone back. I've got a stack of washes that I just keep in my closet, so that if I come downstairs and for my morning sketch, I'll just pull them out and look at them, and I'll be like, oh, I think I've got something. And I'll just start, and I'll have an illustration done a little bit quicker than I would have if I had to start, right in the beginning. I hope that makes some sort of sense. Another good thing about creating washes is just the simple fact that it can be very therapeutic. There's really no pressure, especially if you don't have a preconceived idea of where you're wanting to go. Just going through the motions with no pressure is very nice sometimes. And that's the thing, is whenever you're working in this industry, you are under a lot of pressure a lot of the times. There's people who think that being an artist and illustrator is a walk in the park. Like, oh, what do you guys have to do? You just sit down and start doodling. Well, especially if you're doing commissions, there's deadlines. If you've actually got a company going and you got to get shirt designs and stuff like that out, people don't like to wait. You have to keep stuff flowing. There should be a steady pipeline of merchandise coming out very often. another thing about doing washes is it doesn't have to be just aimless splattering. Like, if you can come up with a theme for what you're doing and actually help you develop the idea of where you want to take the illustration afterwards. I wanted to go patriotic with this one. I don't know why, but that's the direction I went. So maybe there'll be a Trump painting in the future. Uh, I don't know. We'll find out on another episode of Splatter Sessions. Water bottles. If you do not have a spray bottle, I suggest getting a spray bottle because I like really organic artwork, and whenever I do washes, the drips that I get, I really let gravity do most of the work. And the thing too is, especially with watercolor, like, I keep toilet paper handy. A lot of people just use paper towels, but I actually like using toilet paper. It soaks up the excess better, in my opinion. And the reason that I do it is because, whenever you get a lot of excess watercolor, whenever it dries, it tends to become waxy. And I do most of my line work with pens or markers, and it doesn't work as well on really waxy watercolors. It will on like gouache or gouache, however you want to say it. But yeah, if you're working with watercolors, just wipe off some of that excess. Leave it a little bit light. Background a little light. That way your foreground pops. And your inks don't just kind of disappear whilst you're working on them. Walking on them? Working on them. It's early, sorry. I don't talk well in the mornings. Probably pick a better time to do this, but I have children, and right about 7 o'clock they're going to come screaming down those stairs, and that doesn't work well for podcasts and recordings. The spit method. If you want to know a good way of covering your paper in a lot of little dots, just put that brush up to your lips and huck tooey all that paint on there. I also like to, and see, it doesn't take long for the color to soak in. I mean, like, I know it was sped up, the video was kind of sped up, but I mean, it soaks in quick, so you can get your wall, like your background colors on there, and then immediately dab them away, and you have a lightly textured background to start working on. And one of the other things too is kind of like coming up with the theme of where you want to go. And come up with the basic design of a character. I mean, head and body, that's all I did. I'm sure that in a couple days, whenever I work on this, this little dude will have tendrils coming out of his chest and, mouths for eyes and all that. But you can knock all of this out so quickly, and it really doesn't take a whole lot of thought. So if you're really stuck in a rut, you can crank out, 20 of these, and then you have something to work on later. Moving on to acrylics, though, I think doing the watercolor washes is fun and all, but I have the most fun working on acrylics. Well, doing the washes for acrylics. I mean, and so many people stop there and they can sell that. Right? Like, just doing a watercolor or an acrylic wash, and there you go, modern art. This right here, right there. Like, if I went on eBay and put in modern art, I could probably find 20 pieces under minimalist modern art. And there you go. This is $500. Might not even stop at $500. Some of these people. I won't get into modern art. I guess that's what it's called nowadays. Just drives me nuts. But anyway, yeah. There we go. Letting it drip on down. Pat it away. I love working with acrylics. I don't work with them enough anymore. I used to be, all I did was acrylic work, but though doing the washes is a blast though. And see right here, like right there, this could be like some alien forest. I could stop and just start putting characters down on the bottom, and you may not be thinking of a direction for this to go, but it just kind of turns into something. That's the cool thing about just letting gravity do its work. Like it'll form the thought for you. And you just spray it, let it drip, turn it. There's a lot of possibilities with doing acrylic washes. It does not dry as fast, so you just gotta work it, keep working it until you find something that you like. And I'm actually kind of sad that I didn't stop there at that blue alien forest thing. That could have been pretty cool. This would be cool too. I like that wash. Also, acrylics are messy. They will spill everywhere out of the sides of your easel, so be prepared for that. Scripts and scraps, and there we go. There you have it. Do some washes. If you're stuck in a slump, do washes. Save them for later. Illustrate over the top of them, and you can come up with some pretty dope pieces. Now, when you're finished with your watercolor pieces, you will notice that you will have a bunch of crinkled, curled up nonsense whenever they dry. And the best way to combat this is stack up all of your pieces and then stick them in a notebook and weigh that down. I mean, that's it. Now you can paint on them later. And that collectively took me about an hour and a half, and I didn't even put all the washes in the video that I did. But yeah, I'll start putting illustrations over the top of these, and then they'll be available on myrmediums.com. I might even, live paint over them. But yeah, thanks for joining me on Splatter Sessions episode 2. I'm not very good at outros, so y'all have a great day. God bless. See you next time.